Welcome to Behind the Doors, the podcast where we take you behind the scenes of residential real estate investing. I'm your host, Dan Noma Jr., here with my co-host, Marvin Cruz.
We're here to help you unlock the best strategies and practice for investors. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro looking to scale your portfolio.
We've spent decades navigating the ever-changing world of real estate, and now we're sharing everything we've learned to help you succeed.
From off-market deals to cash flow management and everything in between, we'll break it down and bring you actionable insights that can make a real difference in your investments.
So get ready to open the door to new opportunities and take your real estate investing to the next level. Let's dive in. All right, guys, we are back with the Behind the Doors podcast, and I am super excited today to talk to my real estate agent partners. I've got a really cool product for you guys. So I was just telling these guys offline that, I recently did a study to figure out how many real estate agents are working with real estate investors. And what I learned that was super unique is that there was over 700,000 transactions this last year, so in 24, that there was a real estate agent representing a residential real estate investor. 700,000, right? So that's a significant portion of sales. It's about almost 25% of all of real estate sales. So, my vision is I really want to help real estate agents work with more real estate investors, right? I want them to be able to provide tools and have the knowledge base so that they can give these investors like a solid foundation for a real estate investment versus some of the stuff that I've seen in the past where, a real estate investor buys a piece of real estate from their local real estate agent, and it's different than a residential transaction or a retail transaction. There's a lot of things that go along here. So I wanted to bring you guys a special tool today. I've got Mathias and Saad from Baselane here. These guys have a banking platform, and I'll let them get into what the banking platform does, but this is probably something that you as a real estate agent could take and now refer out to your investor database, or even if you guys are thinking about social posts, real estate agents struggle a lot with, what do I say? What am I actually going to say now in the marketplace? This is positioning yourself as a trusted advisor, right? We're the real fiduciary in the transaction. And if you can get granular with your clients, providing them products and tools that are going to help them be stronger investors, I think it adds a ton of value to your business. So anyway, with that, Mathias, tell us a little bit about Baselane and what you guys are doing and how you guys are helping real estate agents or helping real estate investors. Sorry.
Of course. Thank you, Dan, for having us on your podcast, and excited to share more about Baselane. I think there's definitely a very aligned vision from brokers that are helping real estate agents that are helping landlords find properties, and us helping real estate investors actually grow their portfolios, right? You're going to go out and find many more new deals. But, Baselane is essentially a financial platform and banking platform that has been purposely built for rental property owners, right? We integrate banking, bookkeeping, tax reporting, and rent collection under one platform and build out a series of kind of software automations across, the banking platform to really help our customers operate more efficiently, save tons of time, and most importantly, grow their rental portfolios.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about how that Baselane is helping these real estate investors save time, right? Because I think, we talked about this in our longer episode, and agents go out there and listen to that episode too, because there was tons of information shared there. But how's Baselane saving time for investors? Because we talked about time value of money, right? Everything has a value. And if you can save your real estate investor time, guess what? They're going to probably buy more real estate. So how are you guys helping that along?
Yeah.
So I can take that one.
Sure. Go ahead, Sam.
Just really quick. So I think overall, there's three categories. There's property management, there's financial management, there's asset management. And so a lot of folks end up being, deer in the headlights when they're starting out as new investors, trying to figure out how to do property management. And they basically don't do a very good job on the financial management, asset management. So Baselane can help with automating a lot of that through our banking and bookkeeping, and also our property management tools like online rent collection. That helps you save tons of time. On average, what we find our research shows is that, and this is based on customer surveys and interviews and so on that we've done on an ongoing basis, the average person is saving at least 5 to 10 hours per month by switching over to Baselane. And so and that means overall for the year, that may be 120, 150, even more hours because Baselane is not only helping automate the online rent collection, the ability to charge late fees and all of that, you're organizing your financials with our banking so that you're automating more and you're having less time busy work in that financial workflow of paying the bills, making sure everything is tied together. And on the bookkeeping, because our banking helps do the reconciliation with the bookkeeping, you really don't have to do much. You might be tagging a couple of transactions at best. Everything else is going to be tagged for you. So you're literally saving several hours a week of work that you would be otherwise doing that takes away from your family, your kids, your other things that you have to do. And so that's how we overall save time with the everyday investor. And what that leads to, I think what's exciting and relevant for this audience is that then people can make more decisions about growing their portfolio. And they can be more active on the deal side, knowing that, okay, I'm making $300, $500 a month on this door. I'm going to go get another deal because this is working. All right. These are the kind of stories that we see. And we've seen that. We've seen an investor go from having a 8-unit building forever and then started using Baselane 6 months later, was like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a 16-unit. And he did. And then he messaged us saying, I want to thank Baselane because I wouldn't have done this without you guys. And you gave me this platform to use that was easy, but also like it gave me the insights I needed to grow. And I think that's where the real opportunity is. And again, to summarize, almost about 150 to 200 hours saved per year of busy work. So you can invest that time into sort of the growth side of things and or your personal time.
Yeah. Yeah. Working with your agent to buy more places, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it does take time, right? It takes time to find deals, figure out if it's the right area, the right market. And then when you have a good deal, you have to move quickly. And if you have tight financials and you know that, guess what? The lending process is also easier when you're underwriting and going through. So with Baselane Financials, you can hand that over to your lender and quickly say, okay, this is what I have today. These are my assets. This is my P&L. And you get underwritten for a loan as well.
Right. Well, I think that's a super strong point for this particular audience, being real estate agents. Guys, if you're listening, what Saad was talking about there is that the fact that you can get your financials on an existing property packaged up for a subsequent buyer. So you got to think about this. Like, you're going to sell somebody a real estate investment property. They're then eventually going to sell that property, and you hope you get the listing. When you do get that listing, what if their financials aren't clear, right? It's going to make your job as an agent just that much harder. And if you can provide that for them in advance, right? And say, look, like, I know I'm going to have this listing in the future, right? I mean, you're establishing that relationship up front. And when we do have that listing, I just want to make sure that we're getting top value for it by providing clear and accurate financials to the next buyer or the lender, to your point, on a refinance or whatever it is, right? Like, having that financial data truly saves value, right? And, like I said earlier on our earlier episode, from a guy that lives in acquisition world, right? When we deal with due diligence all the time, that has a ton of value, right? The fact of like inaccurate data or data that like seems unclear as a buyer creates a level of risk, right? And maybe like that risk turns into me asking for a price reduction in different cases where I'm just not super comfortable with this deal anymore, right? Because I'm just not clear on these financials. So I think by you guys providing that, you're actually giving your investors like a really strong baseline of value of the real estate in the future too, which is cool.
Quickly plug in that we also have tons of educational content. I was at a conference recently, Brandon Turner's conference, REI Summit, and this a new investor came to me. She said, I'm under contract and I have no clue what to do. Right? I need to figure out how much rent to charge. I don't know anything about my lease agreement, late fee structure, security deposits, and so on. And so, the other area here is that we have tons of educational content through videos and blogs on our YouTube channel, our website, and also we can create custom content for partners. And we've done that before where we're helping that newer investor onboard, not just on the banking and the financial side, but also understanding some of the basics of the property management side so that they can set things up correctly. And they really will appreciate that because despite what's out there, there's so much noise and bad advice. People don't know what to do, and they're still collecting rent on Zelle and Venmo when they shouldn't be. I literally saw this the other day, and that's why we did this training. Is like we don't want people to make like the wrong mistakes. I would say really more about the wrong behavior. We don't want them to start investing with the wrong behavior because for the real estate agent, that person's not going to become a 10, 15, 20 unit owner, because they're going to be just trying to figure out how to reconcile Zelle instead of investing in more properties. And so we have more educational content we can provide as well to get people started when they're just, buying their first or second deal.
That's awesome. Yeah, lost in friction, right? That's where these buyers get lost, is they have a bad experience buying one deal. That's what got me into property management originally. And we're no longer in that business, but as I was referring property management out to people and they would tell me how bad their experience was, and I was like, oh gosh, I got to get into this because I need to control that experience. This as an agent offers you this ability to now control an experience for your customer, right? So it's really beyond just, Baseline and what they offer. This is really adding value to your customer and adding value to your client. So with that, what's next for you guys? Like, what's new? What's next? Where are you guys going now? Where's Baseline going in the future?
Yeah, so we've spent 3.5 years building this very powerful platform, right? Banking, bookkeeping, rent collection, payments, all kind of integrated into one, and that's provided tons of accuracy and time savings back to our customer. But we realized that customers still were, manually clicking a button to add a receipt to a payment. They were going and classifying, every transaction to the right category. They had to go in and move money between accounts to make sure they had money for expenses coming in. In a month from now, we're launching Baselane Smart. It's our first fully AI, automated, focused feature set. All transactions will be automatically categorized for you down to the very detailed tax category. You can drop in 100 receipts. We'll automatically categorize them and drop them into the right transaction. We're going to have a smart transfers functionality so that actually money will be able to be moved around to cover for expenses for you, and many, many other features, right? So with all this additional time savings, we really hope folks are able to kind of think about growth in their portfolio. They're going to have much more accuracy as well. So they're going to be able to have much more confidence to want to actually extend and grow their portfolios. So I think it's obviously, a huge win for our customer base, but obviously a huge win for folks that are working with our customer base and looking to kind of, grow their portfolio.
Awesome. I love it. How does our real estate agent partners find you?
So I think super easy way to do it is go to baselane.com. So baselane.com. If you're interested in working more closely with us, you can email us at partnerships@baselane.com. And Mathias and I are both on LinkedIn. Feel free to also message us there. So super easy to reach out to us, and we're very responsive on LinkedIn. And yeah, happy to talk more. Happy to ideate and figure out how to work together and help landlords and rental owners scale up.
I love it, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for talking to our agent audience about how to maybe potentially save their customers, not just money, but a ton of time and, a lot of headaches. So I really appreciate you guys sharing that story with our investors and agents. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Doors. We hope you found today's insights valuable for your real estate investing journey.
Remember, real estate success doesn't happen overnight, but with the right tools and strategies, you can build long-term wealth and create passive income.
If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with others who are passionate about real estate investing.
Don't forget to follow us on social media for more tips and exclusive content.
Until next time, keep unlocking new opportunities, and we'll see you on the next episode of Behind the Doors.